Hello, dear Aries. I am Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your June 2022 horoscope. And this is if you have a sun, moon, or rising sign in Aries. And to just put another little pin on the map, you now have Jupiter in your sign. So Jupiter is our planet of good luck and fortune, abundance, expansion. It's the teacher, the gatherer of abstract information in order to disseminate it out into the world on a large scale. And with Jupiter blessing you in your sign, these next few months and even a year, as Jupiter spends a lot of time in your sign, it will retrograde back into the sign of Pisces, October to December. But you're going to enjoy these effects quite nicely. And I will say that it gives you an opportunity to really individuate and give and allow you to feel really independent, which is something obviously you enjoy most. Now, for the month of June, so again, I'm emphasizing Jupiter being in your sign. So it's going to expand all of the June-like energies, okay? And Mercury has retrograded back into Taurus at the beginning of June. It will station direct on the 3rd in Taurus. So this is going to be affecting your second house. And you most likely will have had talks around your income, around your possessions, the things that give you real value and meaning, and maybe revisiting things like, hey, how much salary am I actually making here that lines up with what I believe I'm valued at or I'm worth? Yeah. And there may be even some internal dialogue about your own self-esteem or what you consider to be your own self-worth. And so now with Mercury turning direct again on June 3rd, and it has about a 10-day shadow period, but you'll start to see after the 3rd that things will start to move forward. Maybe you've been waiting for that compensation, not necessarily a promotion. It could be a promotion, but at least the compensation to finally line up, or you're waiting on a bonus, or you're waiting on some form of income that can give you that extra sense of value. Also, if you were planning on taking a trip, or you're looking at finding ways to connect with your community or with the people that you love. I know this is the end of the school year for a lot of people. Then now's the time that you're going to start taking that trip and enjoying yourself and connecting with those that have real value and add value to your life. You'll also find that as just after Mercury stations direct in Taurus, Saturn is going to retrograde in Aquarius in your 11th house. This is on June 4th. And so what that may do is it could find you internalizing, reassessing the groups that you belong to, the structures within those groups, because we're dealing with Saturn. And it could be also that some of your friends are coming to you and looking for advice or looking for ways in which they can maybe rely on you for some innovative ideas and some ways to approach problem solving that they didn't have those answers before. Now, Venus and Uranus canoodle in your second house, so in the sign of Taurus, and this happens on June 11th. This tells me that leading up to this date of June 11th, you may receive some sudden good news around finances and around the things that you value. Maybe you acquire a new piece of furniture or something that gives you a sense of purpose. I just see a lot of you Aries grabbing a piece of furniture and refurbishing it and then selling it to make some income. You know, that's one way that this could show up. But it also might be that you are finding great value in a particular relationship, because we're dealing with Venus here, romance, love, how you give and receive love. And you can find that your partner, if you're in a bonded relationship, suddenly wants to gift you something tangible to say, hey, I just want you to know how much I care. I know you've been looking at this particular painting, or you've been looking at this particular item, maybe some candles or whatever for your place. And I bought it for you because I want you to know how much I care. This also can be where someone leaves your work or your particular role that you receive income from, and you're suddenly thrust into a new leadership role that gives you the income that you're looking for, leading a project, that sort of thing. Now, we do have a Sagittarius full moon on the 14th, and Mercury will ingress back into Gemini. So now Mercury is going direct, full speed ahead with its home sign of Gemini. And then this happens at the full moon. And it is on June 14th, affecting your 3rd and 9th houses. This is telling me that whatever you may have been holding close to your chest, maybe there was some backroom communication and conversations, planning, that sort of thing around certain particular areas of your life, then now you can share them. Now it's time to release. So if you've been holding back on, let's say, a particular book or communication or presentation, or you feel as though you've been thwarted, it just hasn't seemed to anchor in, now you have the opportunity to release it, to share it. Also, if there's been any limiting beliefs that you've been internalizing and working with, going, I'll never get that promotion, I'll never be able to have that love that I'm looking for, or I'll never be able to travel the way I want to. Well, now you can start to see that things really can be lighter, more fun, and that you can let go of that belief system and truly be able to enjoy life. Because right now, Aries, June should be fun for you. And especially as the weather's changing here in the Northern Hemisphere, you should be able to find a lot of joy outside, doing the things you love, especially if there's any friendly competitions and things like that as well. Now, many of you, Aries, are also looking at traveling long distances, and this is a perfect time for you to be planning that or to go on that trip now. We have Mars, your ruler, canoodling with Chiron on the 15th, and Venus canoodling with the North Node. And I'm bringing this up because this affects your 1st and 2nd houses, indicating that there's some great healing here that can happen, especially if you're working with relationship issues, relationship to yourself, to your body, your mind, your spirit, all of those things. And with Venus canoodling in your canoodling the North Node in your 2nd house, this has a lot to do with your self-worth. And I really feel as though the middle of June, around this full moon, so we talk about limiting beliefs and letting them go, but around this full moon with the Mars and Chiron canoodling or conjunction and the Venus North Node, you'll be able to say, I'm going to set down all those things that have the fears that have kept me from living my best life, from truly being the leader, the independent spirit that I am, the general, the brave, courageous one. Find my passion and be able to go for it. Now, on a relationship level, because we are dealing with Venus, this also has a good indication that it's a very hot, sexy, steamy kind of energy, because we've got Mars and Venus here. And you may be able to find yourself, if you're single, easily attracting new relationships. So get out, circulate, go to the cookouts, go to the neighborhood parties, that sort of thing. And if you're in a bonded relationship, this gives you a chance to have that sexual healing with your partner, or to be able to find that deeper love that allows you to say, you know what, I'm going to just go for it. I'm going to take this next step. Maybe it's time for us to get pregnant, or it's time for us to move in together or get engaged. A lot of weddings, of course, happen in June as well. And this could be a beautiful time for you to get married, especially now that Mercury is direct. And when you've got this Mars and Chiron and Venus North Node energy going on, you can find great healing that your destiny is moving forward with this beautiful partner. We have the summer solstice, which is when the sun moves into the sign of Cancer, squaring off with your 1st house. So the Cancer sun moves into your 4th house, energizing it. And we have a Cancer new moon at the end of the month on the 28th. Venus moves into Gemini in your 3rd house on the 23rd. So it depends on the map. The second part of June has a lot of emphasis on communication, connection, being able to look at your home, your foundation, your roots, and to be able to say, this decision that I have made this month with the person or people in my life that have great meaning, my self-worth, I know what I'm worth, I know how I can be successful in life. Now I can heal any past wounding, any past hurts, and I can really energize my home, and I can make it a safe place for people to come and socialize and to beautify it and have such a good time. And I really feel as though, especially around the Cancer new moon on the 28th, that you may find yourself adding a new home. Maybe you're moving, or just beautifying it, having discussions with someone about, hey, let's get together in my home, or let's maybe move in together. I do feel as though there's a great emphasis there. And many of you, Aries, are also going to find yourselves decorating your home and throwing a lot of fun parties, and maybe even considering a second home down the road. All right, Aries, I really hope that this helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Come find me at jamiedawn.com. I look forward to connecting with you. Have such a great month.